Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading session. Hang on 1 second here. We'll get the screen share going on. And we'll see what we can do here with today's trading. Okay, so here was yesterday's session, and you can see it was not bad. We saw a run up, another quick move down going into the close. Look at all this unfolding here within the space of a minute. Market taking a nosedive, and then through the overnight session, and we are opening here with a little bit of a gap to the downside. The European session relatively quiet, so there's a tiny gap above the market, but right now our Eagle Band remaining bullish. However, we're starting to turn over a little bit. When I look at this, I kind of get the impression of a bear flag. You know, the market's in a downtrend, and maybe this is a little bit of a retracement mode. We'll see. The hawk already signaling a first micro-macro cross with some decent follow-through. However, I don't usually like to see signal after signal after signal after signal. That doesn't convey a lot of strength to the downside. They're into yellow bars now. The Falcon making a trend change signal. And let's get here to the Raptor, because I think we're going to get a cloud crossover signal here on the Raptor. Maybe. The cloud crossover, of course, occurs when the clouds cross over. We get this characteristic little pullback into the cloud, and then the market's going to come out with a sell signal, similar to what happened here, but in reverse. Oh, maybe not. We're getting a little bit of a counter trend signal. Actually, it didn't print as a number 2 counter trend signal, but that is what happened there. We saw a little test of the extreme. In this case, the extreme being the low. And then the market rallying up, and now we're getting a cloud crossover to the upside. Oh, there they go. Didn't even give me a second chance to think about that one. My goodness, traders are busy this morning. Not used to this much volatility. Used to the markets plodding along now. So when they start hopping about, I'm not sure what to do with them. We'll give them a minute. Settle in. Looks like they may try to get into that gap to the upside. That's my thinking right now. Oh, they keep going. I thought we were going to maybe see a little bit of a pullback there, but not yet. We did get a hard edge bounce here as well. This did not print as a number 3 signal. However, if you're within a couple of ticks of your hard edge on the cloud, that counts. You can still consider that a hard edge bounce. Look at them go. Wow. We haven't seen that for a few days, where they have all that giddy up right out of the open. Yeah, like Mark says, it's hard to get a trade in with all this volatility. I know when it's moving this quick, you're pretty much committed to hitting your buy and sell market buttons. Okay, now I don't know if you've been watching the Geiger counter. We saw that spike of buying go through, which led through to this rally here. And then we've got a lot more selling coming into the picture. So we're back at 5,900. We may well see the market fall off again from here. Yes, as Mr. Buckaloo says, it's Friday, get your work done early and head off to the beach. I agree. I think a lot of traders are taking that mindset right now. Well, we didn't get them to the upside, but we'll see. If there is a reaction here, we can probably catch them to the short side. So we'll see now whether there's going to be a test of the extreme now being the high. Also the primary resistance, looks like we're nudging up against that. Okay. They're thinking about it. So the requirements, of course, for a counter trend signal is that first you have something resembling a trend. Then you need something to factor in as a test of the extreme. Something to show you that the trend may be ending. Now, normally the test of the extreme, we look at a failure like this, where it comes up short, right? This is the high, it retests, it comes up short. I'm being a little bit more aggressive on this one. We've broken through the high, but there hasn't been any follow through, right? We broke through by a few ticks, and then all of a sudden the sellers started coming on board. So I'm a little bit quick on this one to be sure, and hopefully the market will respond kindly. Target is the hard edge. You know, if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive on the trade, you could look to capture the hard edge. All right, hit the break even. Oh, don't flinch. Not yet. $58.90 may be a little bit of an obstacle, I think. If we can get below there, I'm pretty confident we'll get to the profit target. Come on. I think we have hit the high probability target, or had hit it. Oh, baby. Come on, let me ride out this swing. It doesn't get much closer than this. It came within a tick of my break-even trigger. Oh, come on. Where did all the sellers go? Come on, sellers. Oh, don't tag me at break-even. Yes, I know it's better than a loss, but it's annoying all the same. Ah, they're going to tap me here. Doggone it. Had the right idea, but no follow through. Snickers. Or no follow through yet. We may come back here with yet another number 2 signal. And let's see what else we've got here. Oh, here on the Hawk, we have a macro pullback. And on the Falcon, we have a late filter entry signal. Oh, and I... Oh, no, I just got caught flat-footed. Doggone it. I could go to show this trade, and there's that number 2 signal printing. Stinkers. So we've got our signal finally formed, and this is where we're at now. Oh, you guys may hear some big trucks or something going on in the background. We made the mistake of well, it's not a mistake. Where I live, I'm right near the Trans-Canada Trail. And there's some rather large cottonwoods kind of leaning over the fence, kind of making a beeline on my roof. And if you're familiar with cottonwood trees at all, you know they live to be about, 70, 80 years old. Then they become very dried out and brittle, and they like to fall down in windstorms. So for the last 3 years or so, we've been after the Island Corridor Foundation to do something about those trees. Well, I guess they got tired of our pestering, so they sent a falling crew yesterday, and they took down half the trees, and I think they're going to clear cut the other half today. So it wasn't quite what we were after. We just wanted the removal of the problem trees. But there you go. Careful what you ask for. So the number 2 signal now falling off, finally getting to the hard edge, hitting the profit objective. Hooray for us. The Falcon late filter entry signal also working out very nicely, hitting its profit objective. And now that we are back into the hard edge, we may anticipate a reaction from here. Yeah, it's only about 10 trees, Stephen. Stephen says he's making owl sounds. That's the sound of the owls you're killing, cutting down their homes. There's still lots of trees left, but I'm surprised they took that approach. Okay, so the buyer's now trying to make a comeback. We are getting a red bar buy signal here on the Eagle. Is this our first signal of the day? No, it's not actually. First signal of the day occurred down here on that very nice rally. This is also a doable signal, and we may end up with a proper test of the extreme here. So if you were inclined, you could look to even buy a second push entry opportunity. The market definitely mixed this morning. I will show you this trade. It's not one that's giving me a warm fuzzy feeling. Oh, there we go. I'll just leave it like that. Why not a warm fuzzy feeling? Well, it's trading, right? Things always look better in hindsight. We did get a breakout. We should anticipate one more move higher. I'm a little concerned about how quickly this market came down. That's one advantage you have day trading versus looking at a stagnant end of day chart, is you can actually get a feel for the market momentum, how quickly prices are unfolding. And when those types of things happen, it's always advisable to do a second push entry. Because if the momentum really is there, you just didn't see it, well, then you can be brought in on the next rally. And it looks like that's what's going to happen here. Those cottonwood trees are ultra aggressive trees as well. They've grown, the roots have grown a good, I don't know, 50, 60 feet. They're trying to get into my perimeter drain. That was another issue we were having with them. So I think that's why they decided to cut them all down. All right, the yellow bars here in the hawk really showing a lot of neutrality in the market at the moment. Falcon also starting to get that roller coaster effect. Oh, here comes the Raptor again. This could be considered a hard edge bounce. And again, maybe the thing to do is a second push opportunity. They really are trying to rally the market here, aren't they? We could actually do an OCO order. We haven't done one of those in a while. Why don't we look to buy above there, sell below here. And we probably don't even need to sell below here. We could sell below right here. Now, I'm not going to crowd the trade. I'm going to give it a few ticks on either side. We'll enable the stops. And if it breaks out higher, we'll buy, and if it breaks lower, we will sell. Oh, all right, well, there we go. Got the one tick breakout, the one tick trend. Yep, as I feared. Now they're going to try the bottom end. Yeah, these darn breakout trades. Never trust a breakout. Yeah, the rest is still a mess too. We're going to get a red bar buy signal here on the hawk. We could look at shorting that. The Raptor not going to give us a doable signal, or the Falcon, or the Eagle. I don't normally reverse on my positions like this, but we've retested the high. It failed, right? We tried the breakout of the high, came back down to the bottom end of the trading range, produced a red bar buy, which we could short the failure of. think I'm not gonna give this one too much room. Oops, that's not what I want. Doggone it. Here we go. There we go, finally. Okay, taking a little bit of risk out of this trade in case the breakout higher fails. All right. So it was worth a try, but that's the problem with breakout trades. You know, you take a look at a sideways trading range and you think, oh, well, I'll just trade the breakout from the range. However, those breakouts most of the time will end up failing. Oh, we are going to get a sell signal. That's all right. I have the hawk covering this. What you want to do is you want to let the market break out, retest, and then show that it can stay out. Likewise to the short side, break out, retest, and show that it can stay out. That will produce a much more reliable signal. We're getting yet another red bar buy signal. I can get a little bit more aggressive on this one and short below here. This is going to coincide, incidentally, with that number 2 signal on the Raptor that we were just looking at. So here's the Raptor signal. It's a messed up number 2 signal. It's not a clear signal. Remember, with a counter trend signal, you first need a trend. There's a very, very weak trend here. But if you wanted to treat it as a scalp, you can probably make that work. And in regards here to the hawk signal, the red bar buy that I'm shorting, again, I've just got a short-term agenda here, just a little scalp. I don't think I'm going to make the market work all that hard, although a retest of the morning low would not be out of the question if you wanted to run out part of this position. The red bar buy signals, green bar sells on the hawk. They tend to develop near the end of a trend or when the trend is very weak. You can take them with trend, as this one, and that worked out very nicely. But then we came right back with another one, so you also have the opportunity to short them, and you'll notice that a first micro macro cross is usually not that far behind them. So if you prefer to wait for that, you'll do okay also. Hooray! So a nice little quick move to the short side there, enough to hit the scalp target anyway. So after a quick rally up, the market once again into a little less follow through, a little more chop. Well, they don't seem real keen to head lower either. I thought we might see a retest of the morning lows. Possible late filter entry signal here on the Falcon. That's when your filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync. The trend line never changes color, and in this case we're going to produce a sell signal. It does tend to be a continuation signal, however, although back here we did see it print as the trend change signal also. Okay, I thought maybe, just maybe, it was going to turn around and produce a signal there, but nope, not going to happen. So the buyer's now going to give it a poke, try to rally the market a little. And we'll see here if they're going to be successful doing that. Oh, there's some decent follow through from there. off that hard edge. So once again, even though it did not print, and it didn't print because the clouds are a convoluted mess here, but note the response to the hard edge. We produced a buy signal. That is a hard edge bounce. That is a number 3 signal. The number 3 signal, excuse me, tends to print when everything is in sync, as it is here, because it is a continuation signal. Well, that little upswing all of a sudden slowed. Note the width of some of these bars as well. That tells us that there's a lot of volume going through, which again supports the idea that it's an area of resistance. All right, here they come again. Back into the hard edge. Now, this may well be a retest of this high. Oh, and if you deem it so, there would be your number 2 signal, your counter trend signal. You could look again to do a second push opportunity because things are a little bit blurry. It's not a textbook formation, that's for sure. Okay, this now a slightly better retest of the high. So if we're still looking to short, um, this does have a little better setup. There we go for a number 2 signal. We've got the sell signal again. It's still kind of a very drawn out, very great big counter trend type formation. Hooray, hit the profit or the break even, and now, come on, don't let me down. Oh, whew. Wow, that was hard work too. Okay, got a little bit of follow through on that one. Big question is, will it continue lower from here, of course? That's the $64 question. Okay, so we're coming back with the first micro macro cross lower now here on the hawk. You know, when you look at the move though from tip to tip, it was a pretty substantial move. It's hard to say, given the current ranges, whether or not that's going to be enough for the market or if we're actually going to see some follow through here on our day ranger. 221 ticks on the day. 604 yesterday, crazy day yesterday. Most of that happening in the close and the overnight, by the way. Then the 5-day, so we're pretty much in line with the 5 and 10-day averages right now. A little bit below the 30-day average, but not much. So we may be spent. The day might be done. Well, I'm just as happy taking the profit when we have it. Wow, we're just an hour into the session. I don't know about you, but it really seems to be dragging lately. Yeah, like Mark says, started with a bang, now it's fizzled to just a few sparks. Attempting a cloud crossover here, but the cloud's kind of been twisted up a little bit like a rope. Yeah, the low of the morning way down here. A run to the median line would be nice. That's a pretty big range. Here we have yet another itty-bitty test of the extreme. Now we're getting a buy signal. A soft edge buy. It's not going to print as a soft edge buy. I'm just pointing it out because that's the actual formation that we're looking at here on the chart. Couple hard edge bounces here on the eagle. Oh, come back here. Gonna give me a second chance. I might be asking too much to get up here to this profit target, but it might be a doable trade all the same. The hawk might be better actually, because we're going to get a first micro macro cross signal here on the hawk. All right, here we'll just, it's a demo room, let's demo. Oh, moved into yellow bars, so that spoils the trade. The Falcon working on a possible trend change signal. And the Raptor, again with the hard edge bounce. So the Raptor and the Falcon kind of showing the same thing. We'll take a look here on the Raptor if it actually follows through with the signal. So I'm going to anticipate that this signal is going to form right here, off this hard edge, off these higher lows. So we've got a makeshift number 2 signal here. We're going to have a makeshift number 3 signal if there's some follow through. Yeah, or not. Okay, well, I think I can cancel that order out. No harm, no foul. Yes, Stephen says, the second I go long, the market goes south on me. That's because the market is watching what you're doing. They have spies, and they're watching your computer. Hang in there, Steve. I have a feeling we may see a little bit of an uptick here yet. is a little bit of a mess, to be sure. A lot of sideways trading here right now. And you can see we're moving back into yellow bars. So the state of confusion continues. Oh, look at this. We're getting a proper signal, a cloud crossover signal, finally forming to the short side. I think a second push entry is prudent given the way the market is trading today. But also given that we're at the bottom end of the trading range, This is normally when we see some buying come back into the market, isn't it? Here comes a little bit of a bullish push again. The market overall today, I would think, has a slightly bullish bent to it, ever so slight. All right, so there's a little bit of an uptick. Again, not surprising given the state of the market today. We're kind of back and forth.
Yeah, and now they're just going to swing lower again. So, folks, we are just kind of stuck in a sideways trading range here today. If you're going to try to continue to trade this, I think the key is, as I mentioned before, let the market break out either higher or lower, and then look for that retest that tells you that the market is staying outside of the trading range, and then you should have a buy or sell signal accordingly. But really, it looks as though they're just going to continue going sideways here. And I don't know about you, but it's a nice day out. Maybe we'll cut class early today and call it an early weekend, because I don't think we're going to miss out on a whole lot here today. All right, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. I will catch you on Monday. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.